This is the Aftermarket Radio Network.
Welcome to another episode of Speak Up, Effective Communication. I am your host, Craig O'Neill, and in today's episode, I'm asking you this question. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'm not ready for this? Doesn't matter what it is. It's a question that comes up. And the more I join with others on their speaking journeys, the more I learn about this seldom spoken but often felt barrier to begin, well, anything. Now, over the weekend, I was recalling a conversation. It was an earlier podcast on this show, and it was one where I was talking with Carm, Capriotto, and Matt Fanslow. We were at AAPEX. It was in 2023, not the most recent AAPEX. We were just doing one of the early episodes for this podcast. In that particular episode, Diagnosing the Aftermarket Communication Problems A through Z, I think that was episode 2, if I'm not mistaken, I went into a brief recap of a book by Alan Deutschman. The book was Change or Die. Anyone who's seen me and my boss, Chris Cloutier, presenting on change management would understand that, yeah, we talk about that one a lot. It's been a pretty significant book in our company, and there's a good reason for that. There's actually quite a story behind how that book came into my awareness. It was a Chris book recommendation from our boss, and it did happen to follow a rather tragic point in our team's history when we lost one of our team members unexpectedly to heart issues. So the book Change or Die had some elements on health and wellness, and generally it's more of a guide on what makes some people successful at implementing positive change and why some other people don't. This isn't a conversation today about change management, though. The reason the book came to mind is because of something else. And I do want to just highlight, though, the 3 keys to effective change are relate, repeat, and reframe. Those are the 3 keys. I'm going to talk more about that after we hear from our sponsors. Thanks to all of these sponsors for making this show possible. Looking to take your shop to the next level of quality service, team culture, and overall profitability? At the Institute, we provide personalized coaching that aligns with your goals of financial stability, excellent customer service, and employee satisfaction. Our priority is helping you establish significant and sustainable progress. We work with you to create strategies that reduce the stress of running your business, improve your quality and performance, and optimize your profitability. Experience the benefits of professional coaching by visiting wearetheinstitute.com/business-assessment. Hey friends, as you know, I'm a proud member of the AutoFlow team, and let me tell you, we've changed how business is done for auto shops everywhere. We support your client experience before, during, and after the work is done. Imagine this. Timely updates sent directly to your clients, branded digital vehicle inspections, and seamless communication from start to finish. That's why shops love AutoFlow. And hey, with those 5-star reviews rolling in, you'll wonder how you ever managed without us. Take an important next step and take your auto shop to the next level. Visit www.autoflow.com. Get on board with an AutoFlow trial. Are you ready to meet your perfect auto repair shop management software partner? Well, say farewell to the days of transactional relationships and hello to a true partnership that elevates your business. The #1 all-in-one solution is AutoLeap. You're not just getting software, you're gaining a dedicated ally committed to your success. AutoLeap will help you sell more, save time, and delight your customers at every turn. From scheduling appointments to creating estimates, generating invoices, managing technicians, and seamlessly syncing with QuickBooks to keep your records updated, experience the difference a true partnership makes. Visit AutoLeap.com and book a demo today. AutoLeap, your trusted partner for success. Want to see your auto repair shop thrive? Are you looking to drive more customers to your auto repair shop? Let ShopDog Marketing be your guide. Our customer-first approach, combined with AI-driven creative content, ensures top rankings. Dominate mobile first and voice search with our specialized expertise. Reach out to ShopDog Marketing today and start growing your business. Don't miss out on this chance to boost your business. Visit shopdogmarketing.com. Inbound has exclusively served independent auto repair shops with expert communication solutions for years. Our robust VoIP platform ensures you stay connected while our industry-leading AI analytics take your business to the next level. We provide the tools you need to understand your customers and optimize every interaction. Choose Inbound for proven expertise and unmatched innovation. Visit callinbound.com and discover the difference we can make. Okay, we're back, and we are talking on the 3 keys to effective change. It isn't going to be about change, so bear with me here and go with me on this thought process. The 3 keys of effective change, however, are from the book Change or Die by Alan Deutschman, and it is worth recapping what these 3 keys refer to. For effective change, you relate. That is, you cultivate new emotional relationships that inspire or coach us into actions which we can then repeat. Repeat refers to the practice until new actions or new skills start to turn into new habits and new routines actually emerge. And then reframe. That's where we see real change and have a newly reframed perspective that was impossible before and which we can actually launch into further improvements from. Now, this applies neatly to any change, but I frequently will refer to this example when I'm talking to people who are trying to overcome their fear of public speaking. It is a change in mind in many ways. In fact, Toastmaster clubs are so effective at helping to develop speakers. It's precisely because it follows those 3 keys, the relate, repeat, reframe. It's a really beautiful thing. You'll hear me speak about Remarkable Results Radio and the Remarkable Results Toastmasters. And if you've seen Chris Cloutier and I present on this topic, you'll be familiar with all of these concepts already. But this started to really sink in my brain because my most recent conversation with Kent Bullard, we briefly mentioned something called Imposter Syndrome. And it's a really strange feeling that is almost a universal among speakers. You can talk to just about anybody, instructors and teachers alike, pastors in a church. It doesn't matter who you're talking to. If they get up in front of people, I virtually guarantee you they have experienced imposter syndrome one time or another. And keep going with me on this. The reason that I was thinking about this topic at all is because of the term frames. This is what came to mind. I said, this is something worthy of discussion and bringing to our loyal listeners here on the Speak Up podcast. So it's a useful term to consider, that reframe point. We're just going to focus on that frame word. Now, frames are not like glasses. I don't typically wear glasses working at a computer screen here. Frames, I guess it is a little like glasses, but more clearly, it refers to our outlook. Picture frames. I have one behind me here in my office with one of my wife's artworks. Frames in the context that I want to discuss are definitely more like that, more like a picture frame. Think also like worldview or your image of yourself or your business or your general potential. To summarize the frame word a little bit more, the goal of effective change is to achieve the reframing element. I would add that it's not so much about our point of view or what we're actually looking at or see, but it is a lot more about how we have chosen to hold it. Framing, as in holding a picture. I always imagine picture frames for this, or the framing of a new home, or scaffolding around an existing building. In that context, frames can set a piece, or things can be added to a new foundation, or it just gives us a place to stand to make improvements to an existing structure. I think that's a more helpful visual. So frames being understood, like, okay, that's where we're at here. Let's take a look at a less personal example. And you're hearing this now the Monday after Thanksgiving. And it's obvious. At this stage, the holidays are here. And just saying that, it typically evokes a wide variety of different emotional reactions. And 2 different Toastmasters meetings. The Remarkable Results Toastmasters Club, we recently had a meeting where we did a table topics portion. It had to do with gratitude and Thanksgiving. And then, of course, 'tis the season for this stuff. So my home club here in Grand Rapids also had a rather robust session of table topics and prompts that were related to the season as well. And one of the more comical and sometimes emotional topics is typically going to be people's perspectives around this time. I shared a funny story as well. I recently went on a trip, and it was the day after Halloween that my family and I went out west to go to one of my cousin's weddings. And then we went to Sedona for the week afterwards. By the way, great place to be during a time zone change for daylight savings, since Arizona doesn't do that. It was really cracked the code on that one. But day after we left was Halloween. Now, the day we came home, we walked into that airport. This is only 1 week later. We walked into that airport and all indicators were on that it is Christmas. And I have an emotional reaction to that. My reaction is really just the same question that we started with. I'm not ready for this. I am not ready for this. Actually, that's not what I voiced. I'm pretty sure when I saw the gigantic Christmas wreath walking into the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, I'm pretty sure I just said, no! Not quite Scrooge on this topic, but I'm definitely on the spectrum of not being ready for Christmas by, like, for example, if a Christmas song comes on before Thanksgiving, I am turning that radio station off as fast as I can. I do not even want to hear it at this stage. Why? Why does that bother some people? And I honestly started to really think that there's some valid reasons why, and this is a little bit analogous to a number of things related to change and the steps that it takes. Right, poof, it's Christmas. I'm not ready for this. Now, folks, anytime you hear this thought creep into your mind, I think, and go with me on this still, please, it's worth reframing further. And that is what I did on this previous weekend. I reframed my perspectives on the holidays. And what helped me was to put them into these 3 phases. And I think it works out really well with a nice mnemonic. These 3 phases for the holidays are this: gratitude, giving, and growth. Gratitude, giving, and growth. Gratitude is spot on, perfect way to start the holiday season. And I love, in the US here especially, we start this with Thanksgiving. It is a perfect start to the holidays. And I think the reason why I am never ready for the Christmas cheer so early, right after Halloween, is because I haven't had a chance to sit and just dwell in that gratitude, that thankful spirit, which is so necessary if we are going to do the second thing, which is giving, and giving freely. Christmas and Hanukkah, obviously there's the gift giving context to this, but that is just one element on this at all. And there was an excerpt from a book that I recently read to my team. Actually, it was really on time. One of the books that came up in a couple discussions, Thou Shalt Prosper. You'll hear about this one a lot from me too. It's another great Chris recommendation, by the way. Chris, pretty solid on book recommendations. So I'm holding up Thou Shalt Prosper by Rabbi Daniel Lapin. I'm going to read a very short segment of this. It just put me on this little thought journey that you're going along with me on, so bear with me. And he says in his book, Daniel Lapin here, and I'm quoting, "Yet another poignant insight into the importance of service is offered by the Hebrew word for love. The word ahav, A-H-A-V, literally means I give. One of my teachers, the late sainted Rabbi Simcha Wasserman, of blessed memory, used to gently tease his students by asking them one by one on Thanksgiving if they liked turkey. He was waiting for one unwary student who would innocently respond, 'Oh, I love turkey.' Then Rabbi Wasserman, with blue eyes twinkling, would pounce. 'No,' he said, 'you don't love turkey. If you did, you wouldn't eat it. You actually love yourself.' He would add that many times when a young man tells a young lady to whom he is not married that he loves her, he means it just like that student who thinks he loves turkey. But here's the point. Still quoting, the ancient Jewish model of love does not mean I take from you. It means I give to you. To love others does not mean simply to feel gushing emotions welling up in your heart. Rather, and more important, it means to give to them, to serve them." And that is the end of the quote from Thou Shalt Prosper. 10 Commandments for Making Money. Book is a lot less about making money than you might realize, and a lot more about service and right perspective. So really cool traditions in that book. Highly, highly recommend. that's where we go, right? Into the giving element. This is a much more cheerful thing, and I can get behind that. And this is all going to correlate back to communication in a minute. So keep going with me. The last thing that I suggested is growth. So gratitude, giving, growth, giving an expression of love, growth, also an expression of love, discomfort. And this is perfect, right? We have the Christmas Hanukkah time. We also then move straight to New Year's, where people are often making that milestone moment here for a significant goal. I've had several throughout the year myself. I will be on track for my goal of 2,024 kilometers of rucking this year in 2024. And I am definitely going to be thinking on my next goal here very soon for 2025. And it feels great that this one's on track. Pretty rare for me, by the way, folks. Not a brag, but definitely at age 41, I feel like something finally clicked. But here's the thing. As I thought further on this, I really did start to feel more ready for the holidays. So in that framework, I am now ready for the holidays. And I feel like a lot of the right reasons. So why did this work for me, and how does this apply? Well, there's a lot that goes into this, and this is going to vary for a lot of you, but the fact is holidays can be really stressful. Sense of obligation. It's a terrible way to enter into anything. Speaking is no different. Being called on to speak evokes powerful emotions, because you wouldn't be human if you didn't feel some nerves or anxiety around talking to a group of people. This is going to be something I discuss further in an upcoming topic with my good friend Evan Wisner. I'm looking very much forward to that conversation. He has some great insights on this. The feeling of being judged or evaluated actually hits at a very deep human fear, and we'll go into what the root fear actually is behind that fear of public speaking. Just the idea of being judged or evaluated is intensely nerve-wracking, and why wouldn't it be? In that context, here's the point. You're thinking about yourself. And we hit on this a little bit in my conversation with Kent Bullard recently as well. So if you haven't listened to episode 18, The Stories That Shape Us with Kent Bullard, that is a wonderful conversation. I had a great time talking with Kent. What a great guy. Lots of fun, lots of laughs in that one too. So please check that out. But here's the thing. The one thing you should concern yourself with is real gratitude for your personal experiences that uniquely qualify you to speak about you. And if those experiences are valued by you, they will be valued by another person. And you get to give that talk, growing in the process. And hey, relating to others, something that they can grow with themselves, right? Relate, repeat, reframe, gratitude, giving, and growth. Folks, I hope this episode finds you very well after this Thanksgiving holiday and ready to give. And hey, before you go out there, remember, check out the other shows on the Aftermarket Radio Network. We have Carm Capriotto's Remarkable Results Radio. We have Hunt Demarest's Business by the Numbers. We have Matt Fanslow's Diagnosing the Aftermarket A through Z. And of course, Chris Cotton with his Weekly Blitz, and the Shop Marketing Podcast with Brian and Kim Walker. These shows, these colleagues, I have to tell you, I am immeasurably grateful to call them colleagues and be a part of this network. And once again, thank you so much to all of our sponsors who make this possible. Couldn't do it without you. Wishing you all a wonderful season here. And please, remember, before you speak up, listen up and reframe.
You've been listening to Speak Up, Effective Communication with Craig O'Neill on the Aftermarket Radio Network. Follow Craig on your favorite podcast listening app and on his YouTube channel. Let him know what you'd like him to speak up about. Craig is all for advancing the automotive service aftermarket.